If you take the majority of Muslim religious elite today in this region, they preach jihadism and a positive attitude towards the murder of Jews. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough that you have that ideology. So people like myself think it's important to mitigate that ideology, mitigate people that think that way here. And in simple words, I don't think we want people that want to kill us within our country and on our borders.
When you say we don't want them here, do you mean like...
I don't want jihadis here.
As in like push them out, or?
Figure out, help immigration. That's fine. Help people find a different way. You know, there's now many countries that are willing to take Gazan refugees. But if you're a jihadist, you've got to find your way out of here, because we can't be having that in the country. I think it's so simple. It's really. We use a lot of fancy words, but like, you can't have people who believe in a neo-Nazism living in your land. That's not going to be cool. And so we gotta help them find a way to either re-educate them, which is fine, meaning to say, get into their schools, get into their mosques, and make sure that they're not teaching bad doctrine, or help them find their way out of the country, or fight with them, hopefully win. So those are the ways. If you could think of any other ways, that would be great. I think that the Abraham Accords heralds a different consciousness, and I would like to see more folks here think that way. Sadly, Hamas had an excellent, I would say, victory on October the 7th, and that made them much more popular, to the detriment of the people around here, both the Jews and the Arabs, because more Arabs accept that ideology. So I would like to see more Abraham Accords way of thinking, which is the Jewish people have a right to live in this land, and we're ethnic national states, the Arab countries, and this is a Jewish ethnic national state, and let's work together for a better region.
Hypothetically, if there could be like a Palestinian state here, and in this hypothetical world, it's not a security threat at all. Like, we know the state will be peaceful.
Right.
Would you still want the land because of to be part of Israel for other reasons, like history, or would you be okay to give that up?
That's a very fair question. First thing, before we get to your hypothetical, before we get to hypotheticals, let's talk about reality. We actually have tried out that hypothetical now a few times. We tried it with Gaza. I was there in 2005 trying to stop my country from giving away the land to the PA, and that was going to be this, like, here we're going to give this chunk of land to the Gazans, and they're going to work it out. But instead, it became what we said it was going to become, which is a front line for the jihad. So that's number one: is that when we give away land, we basically allow the jihad to take it over and to use it as a forward base to attack us. That happened also in Judea and Samaria, in the West Bank. The PA took control. Lots of terrorism came out of there. We had to do a war to make an incursion to stop what they're doing. And basically, every time South Lebanon, we left South Lebanon, it became a place for Hezbollah. So before I get to your hypothetical, why don't I just use the pretty broad, scientifically tested hypothesis in that hypothetical and show you that, factually speaking, it becomes the place of jihad.
Just real quick on the factual thing, there are counterexamples too, right? Because you probably would have protested the destruction of the settlements in the Sinai.
1,000%.
Yeah, but
you're absolutely right. And I was just about to get to that.
Okay.
Which is, although I would disagree with you that the Sinai is a peaceful thing.
You can disagree, but it's factually true that whatever's coming from the Sinai now is significantly better than Egypt being a warring country against you.
I disagree with that totally.
Okay.
And that's not factually true. That's
absolutely true.
It's not even. How could you even tell that? How could you use the word factually?
What is the population of Egypt? How many Jews are in Israel?
We have a war. We have a state of war with Syria. We held on to the Golan Heights, and that's much better than what happened in the Sinai. The Sinai, we gave away a huge chunk of land. Now all of the war armament that has come into Gaza is all through those tunnels. We know that the Egyptian army looks the other way, and frankly, the Sinai was never historically Egyptian. It's a completely British colonialist makeup.
Syria split 20 different ways against itself. I don't think
exactly,
Syria
and that
is
could happen in Egypt as well.
If Egypt
So who
wants to be
says that?
split
You said it's a fact that because we're not at war with Egypt, it's better. Who said that?
History says that.
History
a
does
simple
not
reading
say
of history. Look at the stability. How many coups? How many different leaders have been
exactly
in Syria? In Syria from
and
the 20s
Egypt also had a coup. Exactly the point.
Yeah, but not as bad. It's still a stable,
Israel
functioning
holding
country.
onto its land and being a big, strong country in this region is better for this region and better for Israel. That's my opinion. And you don't have a fact. You have a guess of how it would have looked like, but it's not the way it necessarily would have looked like. And I'm giving you another example from a different country that it's
The
not.
West Bank also, after the transfer to the PA, has been more peaceful than it was under Arafat. I think that's indisputable as well.
Arafat is the PA.
Arafat's
what are you talking
dead.
about?
Abbas is the PA now.
Oh
the
my
PA
God.
that you've got now is a man that wears a suit. It's a country that doesn't intifada you.
It's amazing what you pass over for peace. We had 35 Jews murdered before October 7th here in the West Bank. Okay, and you call that peace? What an absolute I'm so happy for you that you live in Miami Beach and you have a concept of what peace looks like in our region.
Well, historically,
this is the stuff that pisses me off. Yeah. You say things on TV. I'm like, what the fudge are you saying? What the fudge are you saying? We have a state of war. These people, they literally teach jihadism every single day, and you're telling me it's peace. Literally, you turn on PA TV, they're telling you to kill Israel, to kill Jewish people. You're telling me it's peace. It's like I'm telling you in your world of reading books. That's why I'm happy you're here. It's like
hold on. Peace compared to what? I'm critical of the West, where the West analyzes the Middle East.
I want to hold on to my land and destroy jihadism.
You're doing the comparing what is peace here to what is peace in America too. Obviously, the standards are different, but the peace that Israelis enjoy today is significantly better in the past. That's why you yourself said you wanted to live here.
It's not significantly better in the
past. Then why are
past.
you here instead of Miami or New York?
Not because of peace. I'm not here for peace.
Because there's something here, because it's
I'm
more
not
stable,
here.
because it's safer. You said it's an ethnic.
Is that what you think I'm here for? Because I chose a more peaceful existence than Miami?
Sorry, what
that's
is
a
an
mistake
armed
in your...
ethnic enclave that's defending itself? It's something that's creating, it's carving out like a more peaceful niche for Jews than what would have otherwise existed in other parts of the world.
Well, yeah, but it's not, okay, that's true.
It's not just that. I understand it's not just that. There's history
that's
here.
True. You are right that we are trying to carve out a more decent life here. And I guess my point is that we'd like to carve out a little bit more peace through no more bad guys in our country.
That's okay. Fine, but it's like a girl putting on eyeliner. If you draw too much, you destroy it all. You can carve out more and more peace if you want. If you sculpt the marble black too much, all you have left is a pile of rubble.
I'll teach you in Jewish. We say hafuch, like this. We go hafuch.
Yeah.
We go exactly the opposite. It's because if you keep cutting out, then it starts to look ugly. We have now cut out the Sinai, the South Lebanon, parts of the West Bank, part of Gaza, and every one of these things has become a place where the jihad moves up to our borders. And I say, no, be a big Israel. When I say big Israel, it's still a tiny country in this region. Be a big Israel. Be a kick-ass, push back on jihadism.
So you rather
And by the way, just yesterday I was with Druze, and just yesterday, and I'll meet you, I'll introduce you to any Druze people. They always say to me, I said to him, yesterday I was with Druze soldiers, I said to them, what do you think about the Jewish state? They're like, I knew what he was going to say because they always say the same thing. He's like, you guys are weak. You guys are weak. You guys are weak around here. You don't understand how to push back on the jihad. You cannot allow the jihad to have 150,000 rockets on your borders, to have tunnel systems in Gaza. That's just dumb. Stop being dumb. Push back on these guys the way that the Arabs would. Just the way the Arabs take care of their own jihad that wants to topple their regimes.
I'm just saying there has to be a balance. Just being weak and being strong.
I am for balance. I am for balance. I am for Abraham Accords.
Nasser was a strong leader. He lost all of his wars. Assad is a brutal, strong leader. His country is falling apart. Saddam Hussein was a strong leader. He got hung by his own people.
They were not strong. They were seditious. They were seditious people. Not seditious, sadists. They were sadists. They were people who hated their people, who stole money from their people, who abused their women, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not trying to be a sadist.
Some people would argue that parts of Islam are that Assassin report showed that people were funneling money from the government off to outposts and settlements, and that
outposts and settlements are brave Jews holding onto our land.
As you said, that's the perspective of some Jews, but it's not a whole opinion, right?
Well, today you're speaking with me, aren't you?
I am.
All right, good talk, and we'll have more opportunities to schmooze. Let's do it. Let's go to the car and go to our next location.
Cool.
I have an important you have an important meeting with some Arabs in Hebron at 2 p.m.
Cool.
So I want to make sure that you get